When I found out I was pregnant, I was scared. Oh no. The honesty was, oh no, I can't do it. There's no way I could raise 3 kids on my own. I parent 2 kids, and between them, I had 2 abortions. And I kind of just avoided all those emotions that came with it.
I remember Chelsea very well. When she came to the PRC, she was in turmoil.
I felt like I had no other option but to end the pregnancy.
Because she needed an ultrasound to find out how far along she was.
I had an appointment to have an abortion done the next day. I let the nurse know that I didn't want to see the screen at all.
I had told her, I've printed some images. What would you like me to do with these images? Do you want them?
I had her put them in an envelope for me.
We sat down and we revisited all of her options again.
Talking to the counselor that day, she gave me a lot of information.
I showed her what adoption profiles look like, explained more about what an open adoption was, and Chelsea had a vision of what her baby's life could be like.
And that really gave me hope.
So I put the pictures in the envelope, made sure she had all of her resources. We talked a little bit about trusting God, having faith, and then she left, and she was gone.
So I waited till I got to my car to open the envelope. When I saw the pictures, I felt like I had to give this baby a chance. My experience with adoption, when I heard about it, is people not willingly giving their babies up for adoption. After reading that book, I realized that I can relate with all these women and their stories, and that I'm strong enough to do it. It helps not letting anybody else's opinion influence me.
I was in my office, and my receptionist came and said, "Sarah, there's someone here to see you." Chelsea was there, and she said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "How are you?" And she said, "This is for you." And she handed me a card, and she said, "I am placing my baby for adoption." And I just looked at her, my eyes started to water. I gave her a big hug.
I chose to place with an open adoption. Seeing the smiles on their faces every update is reassuring to me that I gave a family waiting to adopt, like, their blessing. Being a birth mom isn't easy. I cope with the emotions after placement by blogging. The emotion that's the hardest to deal with is the grief. I'm struggling, I won't deny it. The words to describe how I feel. I feel a bit lost, not sure where I go from here. My heart hurts, even though I know the adoptive family can give you a better life than I can. That might be what actually hurts. It is very difficult to grieve a person who's still very much alive. At times, it's overwhelming, and at other times, it's a dull ache consistent in the back of my mind. Grief for the loss of my child, grief for what could have been, grief for the memories I'm missing out on. I know it, and I feel it.
And it was then that I realized what an amazing woman she was and how much strength she has.
My advice to women who are faced with an unplanned pregnancy would be to don't feel trapped, to research your options, because ultimately the decision's on you.
For most women, adoption is the worst option because they don't want to carry for 9 months. They would rather terminate a pregnancy than to pursue adoption.
If I knew back then what I know now, I don't think I wouldn't have had the abortions that I have had.
Through her blog, she can help so many women to realize what adoption truly is like. Yes, it is painful. Yes, it is a sacrifice. However, she chose life.
My favorite thing about the PRC was I was able to express everything that was going on in my mind in a safe place. Resources like the PRC give us women hope that we actually have a choice.